Welcome to Elland Hall Farm campsite. Many thanks to the owner Daryl for letting us take over one of his fields on this fantastic July day. This is 26 degrees, gorgeous weather, hence the fantastic shorts. And we're here to have a look at the Wild Axe Motorhome's Altair RS. So this is a model that's just been launched this summer. The Altair range started with the RL, which is the rear lounge model. This is the RS, which is the rear single beds model. Built on the MAN TGE, which is the sister vehicle to the Volkswagen Crafter, the Altair RS is an absolute premium product. Many people that have driven this vehicle will agree that this drives as good as any van on the road. It's quiet, it's smooth, it's luxurious. All of ours are being delivered with the optional automatic gearbox, which is a silky smooth 8-speed gearbox. The engine is a diesel 140 brake horsepower unit, which is more than enough to propel the van along at speeds that you want to go on the motorways or to quietly potter around the country lanes. The Altair is based on the 3.5-ton version of the vehicle, so it's still drivable by anybody with a standard driving licence. Let's talk a bit about the Altair range in general. So Wild Axe Motorhome's launched the product as our premium product. It's based on what we feel is the best van available on the market today. And as such, we wanted to do something very special with it. So we've gone that extra step. We've tried to future-proof it. So this is an all-electric motorhome. Now clearly the front end is diesel, but the rear end is all electric. So there's no gas in the motorhome. So we've designed a package which allows you to use the motorhome completely independently from mains electric. So the idea is, you're like this, you're in a field, there's no mains electric, how can you live, how can you operate, how long can you work for? The most common question we get is, how long will the batteries last? Well, the answer is, as long as a piece of string really. It's one of those questions that you can't answer unless you can know a lot more about how people are going to use it. But we've designed it so that the average user can work completely independently. So what you have inside this van are two 100 amp hour lithium leisure batteries linked through a 3 kilowatt inverter to provide mains electrical power to all your appliances and your plug sockets. Cooking is via an induction hob, so you've got 2-ring induction hob. Your fridge is all electric. You've got a microwave which works through the inverter, so will work in the wild. All your plug sockets will be live, so you can plug things in, you can use a toaster, you can charge your phone, you can charge your laptops, etc, etc. Heating and hot water are through the combi, the Truma Combi, which is a diesel powered heating and hot water system that works off diesel power or mains electric. So if you are on a campsite and you're plugged into the mains, then that will operate everything. If you're living in the wild, you just simply push your button, turn on the inverter, and then everything works off the inverter, apart from the heating and hot water, which will work off diesel. So you've got a true use anywhere motorhome. Now, to stop the batteries going flat, what do? Well, there's two methods of charging the batteries. On top of the motorhome, you've got 400 watts of solar panel, so 2/3 of the roof space there. Also, don't forget when you start the engine, you're going to provide quite a large charge into the batteries from the engine. And typically motorhomes will drive every few days anyway. You tend not to just sit around on a campsite for days and days on end. You'll go out and do little trips, and you'll go and see the sights, and you'll go on walks, and you'll see what's around you. But let's say you are stationary, you're not starting the engine, you're going to get a very good charge from the solar panels, especially in the summer months. In the winter, when the sun angle is lower, of course, this charge is going to be more limited. But in the summer months, you can have no problem whatsoever using this and be fully charged. Let's go and have a look inside the vehicle. So one of the nuances of this particular vehicle, the Crafter and the MAN TGE, is that right underneath the vehicle, and this tanks and things that stop you fitting what we would normally fit there, which is a slide out electrical step. So what we have in this case is a standalone step, but what we do is give you a very, very high quality, very rugged one. So you've got a nice size 2-step folding step, which just stores in the rear when you're not using it. We're often asked what's the storage like inside these motorhomes. Well, we've designed the Altair RS with this particularly in mind. Let's have a look in the rear. I think you'd be quite surprised. So the bed is designed so there's no struts underneath it. You've got a big open space. On the passenger side, you've got leisure batteries and all your electrical system. You can see the inverter there in red and all the other electrical parts such as solar chargers, mains chargers, that kind of thing. In the centre you can see a hatchway which goes through into the main part of the motorhome. So if you want to carry some longer items, you can just open that hatch and slide them through. And of course you can customise this slightly, put tied endpoints, things like that, depending on what you want to put in. We know people that carry the more expensive bikes, they don't want to put on the outside of the vehicle, so they carry them under here, and you can fit special rails to hold the bikes in place under the bed. So the storage in the motorhome's excellent, and you can see then into the rear living section. So let's look at cooking. As we mentioned earlier on, the motorhome is all electric in the rear, so there's no gas, therefore no oven, because you can't really run an electric oven through an inverter system. But what you do have is 2 induction hobs and the microwave. Both work through mains electric or through the inverter system when you're in the wild. So good cooking options. You've got a good size sink under a glass lid. At the end of the kitchen, there's a fold-up worktop. And back here you've got the fridge. So the fridge is the new Dometic fridge. It's been out a year or two now, but it's still not common across the motorhome world. It opens both ways. So if you're on your side, it opens that way. If you're on my side, it opens this way, which is a great feature. It's a big fridge freezer. It's got freezer in the top, big fridge section for all your cold food storage. In the kitchen area, there's loads and loads of storage. You've got sliding larder. You've got quite a big selection of drawers. More drawers on this side, all the way down. We tend to go for drawers wherever possible rather than cupboards because they're just a lot easier to use. On this side, we've got wardrobes. Right, let's look at the bed area. So this is where the Altair RS really comes into its own. Huge, great big beds. 6'4" on one side, 6'1" on the other side. Both of those are 2 foot wide, and the head end is connected with custom-made foam mattresses, extremely comfortable. Now you still have the option of filling in this section here at the front, so you can make it into a great big king-size bed. So the motorhome comes with the spare mattress, and all you do is lift this section, slide the panel out, and then move the cushions around. And there you go, cushions in place, and then you've got a king-size bed. Okay, so storage. We've had a few questions about clothing and storage and access and how big's the bed and how high is the bed, how hard is it to get onto, that kind of thing. So let's have a quick look. So at the rear of the van, actually, there's fantastic storage. All around the top, you've got all these cupboards that are nice and deep. You've also got 2 sets of drawers each. So on one side, and then on the other side, you've got exactly the same. So 4 big, deep drawers for all your clothes. 2 sets, 8 in total. This hatch goes through into the main storage area under the bed. So if you've got any bigger items, you can access through, or if you want to put things in the back to access from the front of the van, you can still open and get to it if you put them just behind the door there. Getting into the bed, well, I'm 6'2", so I'm a slightly above average in terms of height, but these beds are very easy to get into. So you can just sit on it like this. If you're slightly smaller, we do provide a ladder. The ladder sits in the wardrobe. It just hooks on here, and then you've got easy access into the beds. The rest of the storage is by the wardrobes, which you saw earlier. They're just slightly further forward here. The only thing we've not looked at is the washroom. So we'll have a quick look inside the washroom now. Okay, so here's the washroom. Made from our custom-made heavy-duty fiberglass shower tray. You've got an all-in-one wet room. So you've got the cassette toilet. The sink is porcelain, so it's a good quality sink. You've got the shower head that comes out of the tap and just mounts up on the wall here. The door is a sliding door, a tambour door, which also acts as your shower curtain. There is cupboards, towel rails, there's hooks and towel hooks, and nice little worktops there for all your stuff when you're stationary. So this is the washroom. It's a decent size, it's big enough to have a shower in, big enough to use in comfort. So onto the living area. So we've designed in the front of the motorhome a nice sofa which links up to the two cab seats that rotate. For eating, you've got this fantastic table on a very, very high quality leg, very, very sturdy. So this leg mounts onto the table, onto the seat base. When you're not using it, the tabletop pops off, the leg folds in half, and they all slide into the bottom of the wardrobe out the way. You can leave it in location if you want to. You just lock the two levers and the bed is the table is completely rigid. It won't move at all. If you want to use it, it does move around all over the place, so it can be used in the passenger seat. You can sit in the lounge seat here in the sofa, or you can share it between the two cab seats because you can rotate them slightly, bring them forward, and then you sit into this table. So there's a few different ways to use it. We can fit a TV in the van, so you can choose to have it in the bed area, which is actually the most popular option, or you can have it in this lounge area at the front, have it on the wall, you can watch it from the cab seats. Let's have a look at the vehicle side. So the MAN TGE, it's a very, very well put together vehicle. Build quality is excellent, it's superb. Sitting in the cab seats are very, very comfortable. I've already done quite a few long trips in these to test them out, and you can sit for hours in comfort. There's some nice clever features in this to make it much more usable as a motorhome. So one of the first things, the obvious things, is the handbrake. It's always in the down position, so it's a lay flat handbrake. So you pull it up and let go to put it on, and you pull it up to release it. So that makes it easier to rotate the seats. In the front, this one, as all the Altairs, have got the optional automatic gearbox, which is an 8-speed. Get them in manual, and for people that prefer the manual, which is our standard product, we can order it that way. Okay, so you've got a big touchscreen which connects to your phone, whether it's Apple or Android, and it connects wirelessly. So you don't have to plug your phone in to get all your phone apps on the screen. So your maps, your phone calls, that kind of thing, all comes up on the screen without having to plug in the wire. There's lots of storage. You've got storage sections in the front as well, which is less usual in the motorhomes. Lots of cup holders, and there's plug sockets all over for powering your phones and your other devices that you want to charge while you're driving along. Around the front of the cab, you've got the blinds that we fit. So they're on the cab doors and in the front. Now, due to the design of the van, they're slightly different. So what you do in this one is you slide up the side posts first, and then the cab blinds slide up from the bottom.
Thanks for taking a look at the WildAxe Altair RS. You'll find lots more information on the website through this link here, where you'll find videos, photos, layout diagrams, specification, optional extras, that kind of thing. If you'd like some more information on ordering the motorhomes, take a look at the dealer page here. All our dealers stock WildAxe motorhomes. If they don't have the one in stock that you're looking for, they'll be able to get it from the factory fairly quickly. Thank you very much.